Hello, here's another story in this lockdown literature series. Today's story I took from the internet, and it's by John Collier, called The Chaser. If you would like to look it up, Google it, or use another search engine and print it out, you can read along with me reading aloud. And perhaps pause from time to time to have a little think about it, just like we do in the shared reading groups. So here we are, by John Collier, The Chaser. Alan Austen, as nervous as a kitten, went up certain dark and creaky stairs in the neighbourhood of Pell Street, and peered about for a long time on the dime landing before he found the name he wanted written obscurely on one of the doors. He pushed open this door, as he had been told to, and found himself in a tiny room which contained no furniture but a plain kitchen table, a rocking chair, and an ordinary chair. On one of the dirty buff-coloured walls were a couple of shelves, containing in all perhaps a dozen bottles and jars. An old man sat in the rocking chair reading a newspaper. Alan, without a word, handed him the card he had been given. "Sit down, Mr. Austen," said the old man very politely. "I'm glad to make your acquaintance." "Is it true," asked Alan, "that you have a certain mixture that has quite extraordinary effects?" "My dear sir," replied the old man, "my stock in trade is not very large. I don't deal in laxatives and teething mixtures. But such as it is varied. I think nothing I sell has effects which could be precisely described as ordinary." "Well, the fact is," said Alan. "Here, for example," interrupted the old man, reaching a bottle from the shelf. "Here is a liquid as colourless as water. It's almost tasteless, quite imperceptible in coffee, wine, or any other beverage. It is also imperceptible to any known method of autopsy." "Do you mean it is a poison?" cried Alan, horrified. "Call it a glove cleaner if you like," said the old man indifferently. "Maybe it will clean gloves. I have never tried. One might call it a life cleaner. Lives need cleaning sometimes." "I want nothing of that sort," said Alan. "Probably it is just as well. Do you know the price of this? For 1 teaspoonful, which is sufficient, I ask $5,000. Never less. Not a penny less." "I hope all your mixtures are not as expensive," said Alan apprehensively. "Oh dear, no. It would be no good charging that sort of price for a love potion, for example. Young people who need a love potion very seldom have $5,000. Otherwise they would not need a love potion." "I'm glad to hear that," said Alan. "I look at it like this," said the old man. "Please a customer with one article, and he will come back when he needs another. Even if it is more costly, he will save up for it if necessary." "So," said Alan, "you really do sell love potions?" "If I did not sell love potions," said the old man, reaching for another bottle, "I should not have mentioned the other matter to you. It is only when one is in a position to oblige that one can afford to be so confidential. And these potions, said Alan, they're not just... Oh, no, said the old man. Their effects are permanent and extend far beyond the mere casual impulse. But they include it. Oh, yes, they include it. Bountifully, insistently, everlastingly. Dear me, said Alan, attempting a look of scientific detachment. How very interesting. But consider the spiritual side, said the old man. I do indeed, said Alan. For indifference, said the old man, they substitute devotion. For scorn, adoration. Give one tiny measure of this to the young lady. Its flavour is imperceptible in orange juice, soup or cocktails. And however gay and giddy she is, she will change altogether. She will want nothing but solitude and you. I can hardly believe it, said Alan. She is so fond of parties. She will not like them any more, said the old man. She will be afraid of the pretty girls you may meet. She will actually be jealous, cried Alan in a rapture. Of me? Yes, she will want to be everything to you. She is already. Only she doesn't care about it. She will when she has taken this. She will care intensely. You will be her sole interest in life. Wonderful, cried Alan. She will want to know all you do, said the old man. All that has happened to you during the day. Every word of it. She will want to know what you are thinking about, why you smile suddenly, why you are looking sad. That is love, cried Alan. Yes, said the old man. How carefully she will look after you. She will never allow you to be tired, to sit in a draught, to neglect your food. If you are an hour late, she will be terrified. She will think you are killed or that some siren has caught you. I can hardly imagine Diana like that, cried Alan, overwhelmed with joy. You will not have to use your imagination, said the old man. And by the way, since there are always sirens, if by any chance you should, later on, slip a little, you need not worry. She will forgive you in the end. She will be terribly hurt, of course, but she will forgive you in the end. That will not happen, said Alan fervently. Of course not, said the old man, but if it did, you need not worry. She would never divorce you, oh no, and of course she will never give you the very least grounds for uneasiness. And how much is this wonderful mixture? Said Alan. It is not as dear, said the old man, as the glove cleaner or life cleaner, as I sometimes call it. No, that is £5,000, never a penny less. One has to be older than you are to indulge in that sort of thing. One has to save up for it. But the love potion, said Alan. Oh, that, said the old man, opening the drawer in the kitchen table and taking out a tiny, rather dirty-looking file. That is just $1. I can't tell you how grateful I am, said Alan, watching him fill it. I like to oblige, said the old man. Then customers come back later in life, when they're better off and want more expensive things. Here you are. You will find it very effective. Thank you again, said Alan. Goodbye. Au revoir, said the old man. Well, there are a few things to talk about in that story. The meaning of love. That's a biggie, isn't it? Is Alan really going to get the undying love of this woman? Is he really going to like it? Do you think he'll go back for the other potion in years to come? And another thing, what about the title, The Chaser? What or who is the chaser in the story? I think we have to think of a few things here. Is it a chaser like you might have in a paper chase across country? Or is it a chaser like a little glass of whiskey you might have following another drink? Have a little think about that. And please do post some comments. Let me know what you think of it and what you've thought about it. Now I've got the poem for this week. This poem I got from this book here, Essential Poems from the Staying Alive trilogy. Excellent poems. This is a really lovely book. It's one that I had to give out on World Book Night in 2015, and I refer to it often, very, very often. It was all right, I think, to save one for myself when I knew I was going to get a lot of use out of it. Anyway, this poem is by Stanley Kunitz, and it's called The Layers. I have walked through many lives, some of them my own, and I am not who I was, though some principle of being abides, from which I struggle not to stray. When I look behind, as I am compelled to look before I can gather strength to proceed on my journey, I see the milestones dwindling toward the horizon and the slow fires trailing from the abandoned campsites over which scavenger angels wheel on heavy wings. Oh, I have made a tribe out of my true affections, and my tribe is scattered. How shall the heart be reconciled to its feast of losses? In a rising wind, the manic dust of my friends, those who fell along the way, bitterly stings my face. Yet I turn, exulting somewhat, with my will intact to go wherever I need to go, and every stone on the road precious to me. In my darkest night, when the moon was covered and I roamed through wreckage, a nimbus clouded voice directed me. Live in the layers, not on the litter. Though I lack the art to decipher it, no doubt the next chapter in my book of transformations is already written. I am not done with my changes. Well, there you are. There's a few things to think about. A couple of lines that I enjoyed reading and thought about. Live in the layers, not on the litter. What do you think that means? And another one, every stone on the road is precious to me. That's an interesting way of looking at it, looking at what's coming in life. Perhaps every stone could be analogous to every new experience or every person I meet. Who are the scavenger angels that are wheeling on heavy wings? And then the manic dust of my friends, those who fell along the way, bitterly stinging my face. Why do I turn and exult somewhat? Because that exultation is a feeling of jubilation, isn't it? And the very last line, I am not done with my changes. Maybe I haven't yet finished changing to other lives, bearing in mind that the first line is, I have walked through many lives. I'll read it again for you, just one more time. I have walked through many lives, some of them my own, and I am not who I was, though some principle of being abides, from which I struggle not to stray. When I look behind, as I am compelled to look before I can gather strength to proceed on my journey, I see the milestones dwindling toward the horizon and the slow fires trailing from the abandoned campsites, over which scavenger angels wheel on heavy wings. Oh, I have made myself a tribe out of my true affections, and my tribe is scattered. How shall the heart be reconciled to its feast of losses? In a rising wind, the manic dust of my friends, those who fell along the way, bitterly stings my face. Yet I turn, exulting somewhat, with my will intact to go wherever I need to go, and every stone on the road precious to me. In my darkest night, when the moon was covered, and I roamed through wreckage, a nimbus-clouded voice directed me. Live in the layers, not on the litter. Though I lack the art to decipher it, no doubt the next chapter in my book of transformations is already written. I am not done with my changes. Thank you, everyone. Bye for now.